Hey everybody, you are kicking it with the homeboys, and we are bringing you an episode of Moron Real Estate today. What is Moron Real Estate? We are breaking down some of the very popular TikTok videos out there, calling them BS or calling them legit, saying what is bogus, what is not. What we're trying to do is bust out all of the posers that are in the real estate industry. Don't get me wrong. There's lots of people that are really smart and really know what they're doing. But there are more people that are posing as if they are that expert.
Yeah. Well, we've got 5 videos, I think, today. So
Three
Well,
videos.
let's get into
Ready
them.
for this?
Yeah.
All right.
My 13-year-old is going to become a millionaire. Number 1.
I'm going to be an entrepreneur and own my own business.
Number 2.
I'm going to build multifamily properties like my parents.
Number 3.
I'm going to own a lot of rental properties and create a lot of passive income.
Hudson, how much money do you have saved up now?
I have $12,000 saved up.
The mindset and strategy this guy know right now, he's going to become a millionaire faster than I did myself.
Well, we know this guy.
I've actually seen some of his work. Yeah. And
Well, this
I have to say this is probably my favorite one because I can relate to it a little bit, and I
Right.
think you can too. We're both parents.
Yep.
I think it's exciting that this guy is bringing his kid into the real estate world. How great,
I think it's awesome, and there's some good points in there. You start young, you start saving young. The power of time is the most important factor in becoming wealthy. Your money, earns money for you, and we also agree that real estate is a great way to do it. Build multifamily, own a lot of rentals, great stuff. So I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about this particular video. I've seen some of his other advice that is on
I'm pretty sure, sorry to interrupt you,
Please.
but I'm pretty sure he has a video that's talking about how his son's going to have a Lamborghini SUV by a certain age, which
Right.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a great way to teach somebody to waste all of your money on depreciating assets, although anymore a Lamborghini actually
Maybe
holds
that's
its
the
value
good
appreciate.
business plan
Maybe
today.
we're
Yeah,
idiots.
yeah, maybe
we should be
that's
driving
right.
Bentleys instead of what we drive.
That's right.
But, it's about, he's got the formula for the first part, which is to make money and own real estate and build wealth. The second part that isn't included in this TikTok that I've seen is the spending. The spending's out of control. And if you live on a life where you're spending that much, you can go broke very quick. We've seen a lot of really smart, successful people investing in real estate go broke because of this. And if you're leveraged and there's a downturn in the economy, which there will be, I don't know when, but there will be again.
It's coming.
It's cyclical. Mm-hmm. It happens. Folks like that who spend a lot of money, they get hurt. We see them burn.
Right.
So
I think it's pretty awesome that he is, in this video, he's, talking about his son saving money. That's something that's close to my heart. My dad, as you know, was always a huge saver, and, I was something that I can look back on fondly. I just went through the 4th anniversary of his death just a couple of days ago.
Right.
I remember some of these lessons that he taught me whenever I was young, and to see other people doing that with their kids, I think is awesome.
I agree. How neat. I mean,
Right.
he's teaching his kids the things that you and I complain about the schools not teaching kids. Mm-hmm. How saving, just knowing what saving does and seeing the time factor of savings is, it's a neat thing to be showing his kid. So,
and hey, the
kudos
world
for that.
needs good parents and better parents out there. Yeah. And hey, that's
good for
incredible.
him for that.
Amen.
Ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
You look so dumb right now.
This is dangerous advice because it looks like good advice at a glance. It seems like she's trying to help young people be able to buy a house sooner.
You look so dumb right now.
Yeah.
Because
you saved up.
Because you have saved up and put your money into an investment that you want to work.
Right. So the biggest issue is if you only put $100 down on your house, if the market goes down, even if the market just stays flat-ish, what happens if you lose your job or change your job and you need to sell that place? You got to come up with all of the realtor fees when you sell. You'll be upside down. You won't be able to sell it if you don't have savings then, because you bought it. Obviously, you don't have savings. Otherwise, you would have put savings down. So you're in a bad position. If you lose your, I mean, you're living on a knife's edge just to rush in and buy a place.
Well, the other side of that is like, what investment would there be that you could put $100 down on?
Yeah.
So let's just say, like, we're looking at our market. Like, if you're talking about some creative finance deal that someone is willing to take $100 on, a bank's not willing to take $100 down.
Is she saying FHA?
So is it like a land contract, or I mean, even FHA, you're not putting $100 down.
Like an FHA with a grant, those grant services that used to happen.
I don't know.
I mean, whatever. First of all, she doesn't explain how you do this because it doesn't exist, and if it does, it's stupid. So don't do it.
But I think she's talking about real estate investments. I mean, like, more the investing side than the owner-occupant side of things, which FHA is owner-occupant for anyone that doesn't know. But
it's bad if you're the occupant. If this is for an investment, do not do this ever. So take a little more time until you save up where you're not living on a razor's edge. You're going to have vacancies. You're going to have deferred maintenance come up. You have to build in reserves in there. You need to have a little bit of equity in that place. At the very least, a little bit of equity for a downturn or for the unknowns. There are bumps along the road at real estate. We've never claimed it's smooth. It's difficult.
Well, there's nothing that we've ever invested in where we could have had $100 down into something. Is she talking about, some dude that's got a cardboard box down in the worst part of town that,
Right.
That you're willing to put $100 down on? I would flip the coin and say, you look so dumb right now. I mean, I don't understand that. It's mind-boggling to me. Everyone like, oh, you get in with nothing. You get in with no money. Well, I tell you what, if you're getting in with no money, especially in today's real estate market, you are buying a turd with fleas that is not going to go anywhere. So have fun, being so smart and, going in with no money out of your pocket with a turd with fleas. Because that's what you're going to get. I mean, it's absurd real estate advice, and these are the people that drive me nuts on TikTok.
Yeah, because
social media.
It's disguised as good advice. At first glance, these younger folks probably look at that and go, "Oh, cool! I can get into it sooner." And they're
zero,
right? And they're ambitious. They're not like evil. These young people, when they're trying to get into this, they're looking for a way to do it. And when you give them this little dangly thing that looks great, there's going to be people who are like, "Oh, that's shiny. I can get in that way."
Do you have any idea how dumb you look right now?
I know.
It's amazing.
Right. Because I'm saying to put money
right
down on real estate that we purchase.
Stupid. Yes. God, you're dumb.
Yeah, she's literally calling us dumb, I just realized. Because we invest our own money in every project we buy. And we buy a lot of real estate.
We're dumb.
Yeah, we're idiots.
We are dumb.
How dare we? All right, next.
So a lot of you have been asking this question. So this is how you get started in real estate. If you have $0 to start with, becoming a real estate agent is the fastest way to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Let me show you how easy it is to get your real estate license. I'm going to show you 3 different examples from 3 different states. Remember, you got to be 18 years old, but that doesn't mean you can't start saving money when you're younger. In Florida, you sign up for the course, it takes 63 hours, and then voila, you pass the exam. In California, it's a 135-hour course, and then you pass your exam. Finally, in Texas, it's 180 hours, and then you pass your exam. You get your license, you join an agency. You join an agency, you start selling properties. You start selling properties, you start making some great commissions. After you make your commissions, you save your commissions. After you save your commissions, you start investing in real estate. Voila, you got it. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram.
It's interesting. There's a lot of good advice in there. It is that easy in a lot of ways. I did it in college, got my license. I just went and did it at night, while at Indiana
It was different
University.
then. You had no online courses.
No, I went, to a classroom.
Right.
And it took the whole semester because I could only do like 2 hours a week because I had to get drinking.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Priorities, man.
Right.
In the 90s.
But she's right in many ways. You just got to do it. It's the step that you and I see people struggle with the most. It's just doing it. You just go out there and step one. And there's a lot of parts of this that aren't as easy as they make them sound. But that first step is.
Yeah, the the caveat, I don't want to poo-poo on it completely because, I think getting your real estate license is a good thing. But just because, I think it's misperceived sometimes where people think, I'm going to go get my real estate license and I'm a real estate professional. Like, it's a lot harder than that. We're not your typical real estate, agents, your retail real estate agents. We are more on the investment side of things. Right. But your phone just doesn't start ringing, once you get a real estate license. Right. It's much more challenging than that, and especially if you're talking in a normal real estate market, which we're not in right now. I mean, everything is so popular that, it takes time, and just going and getting your license is not enough. And here in Indiana, you go get your real estate license, and the class here in Indiana doesn't even talk about a purchase agreement.
Right.
Like, you don't even see a purchase agreement until after you're out. So, and I disagree with that. I think that's wrong. I think that the class should have purchase agreements and some of the legal things that are involved. But
right. So and that's true across the country in just about every state you and I have looked at, and we've looked at a lot of states, that the real estate training that you get from getting your license isn't actual on the ground training. You almost hit the ground with no knowledge, but you do get your license, and you are able then to join a brokerage, and that's when your training actually really begins. If you get under a really good, experienced broker, and they've got business and they need a sales, a sales team, that's a great place to start. But getting your license is the easy part. It's building your own book of business on your own. It's difficult. The failure rate is astronomical for realtors, astronomical, because it's so easy to get your license. And then the next parts are the hard parts. So there's a large failure rate. But she's right. Go out and do it. Just go out and do it. That's how we did it.
we love jumping into the deep end.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, next
up.
How in the world do you afford rent? I never see you working.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I own the property, so I pay the $900 mortgage.
Wait, you're my landlord?
Yeah, it's called house hacking. I make $1,900 off y'all paying rent each month, and so that means I have an extra $1,000 to use on expenses for the home, as well as extra money for me.
So I'm paying you to live here for free.
That's right, and then eventually I'll sell the place and make a big profit.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm struggling with this one. So, yeah.
Well, They make it sound like it's so easy. And this is my problem with a lot of social media.
Wait, what do you mean easy? You just sell your house and you make profit. That's
Correct.
How real estate works.
That's how it is. It's challenging to me to watch, people watch these and then think, oh my gosh, it's just so easy. And, and then also like the profits that we get from the house, then we're going to, use them personally. And, cash flow is difficult in real estate. I mean, it's hard finding the right things.
Yeah, but this is this is different almost than that.
What was her numbers? $1,900 and $1,000 cash flow on $1,900. Is that what it was?
No, she's saying that she has roommates.
Yeah.
This isn't called house hacking. This is called someone paying to live with you. They actually live with her.
Okay. Well, I got kind of confused because it's the same person kind of going, back and forth. So she's just saying.
She just has roommates. But she calls it house hacking, and it's some magical thing. Yeah, this isn't new. You can have roommates that.
Well, I mean, that's okay. Like whenever you're 18, 19, 20, but.
Your wife wouldn't be okay if you moved like 4 people into your basement?
I'm sure she'd just love it. Cook them dinner every night and sing Kumbaya, and,
So it is good. When I first got started, I've got a picture on my office wall of 4327 Broadway. It's a house near and dear to me. I had 3 roommates. I lived there for free. So I did this. Mm-hmm. I literally did this. But it's not some hack to get rich.
It's also not a long-term strategy.
It's not. It's just a way to live cheaper. It's a great way to live cheaper if you want roommates and when you're young, but I don't know that this is necessarily falls into some house hacking,
Roommates have been around for a little while.
Correct.
Just didn't invent the idea of having roommates.
Yeah, and, we can get into all kinds of other things that she buys the house. What if she bought it just now and then there's a real estate downturn and she can't sell it and, there's deferred maintenance. And
there's risk with buying anything.
And her roommates got off light. They just paid rent and got to walk away.
Right.
You know, she's upside down in a house that's now been lived in with 4 roommates who all drink vodka on Friday nights and throw bottles around, you know? Right. I mean, if they're anything like my roommates, there's going to be a lot of deferred maintenance.
Yeah, back in the day, I can imagine some of your roommates. I know I know
gosh.
how some of my roommates were.
Yeah.
I still hang out with some of those guys, and
Yeah, you do.
they're
good men, though.
Yeah, the stories are pretty wild. But, there again, I mean, so you're saying good real estate advice short term in your, certain stages of your life, but as a long-term investment, pretty dumb, right?
Yeah, strange.
Well, that's Moron Real Estate for today. We thank you for kicking it with the homeboys. Please check us out on our TikTok. We have a new episode every Monday, and you would also be able to see other homeboys related items. Until next time, happy investing.